Hello everyone, welcome to the chemistry sessions, and are you ready for the questionnaire round or not? So I've brought a set of questions for you, and these questions will be testing your knowledge that whether you have prepared for this particular chapter or not. So I hope everybody has revised the concepts, and I would like to tell you one thing over here is the chapter name, since it's Purification and Characterization of Organic Compounds, but for particularly JEE Advanced pattern exercise, in JEE Advanced this particular topic that is for purification is not included, right? So do not need to go into the detail while preparing for the advanced pattern. You need to just focus upon the characterization techniques, that is the detection and the estimation, right? So let us just move on to the question number 1. What does it say? So the question number 1 is, which of the following compounds gives blood red coloration when its lysines extract is treated with alkali and ferric chloride, right? So again, the question for lysines extract, a very famous lysines extract, an organic compound, an organic solution that is used to detect the various elements present in the organic compound, right? So they are asking about when are we getting the blood red coloration when the lysine extract is treated with alkali and ferric chloride. So basically for this particular question you need to have a proper knowledge about what all reactions are happening. So I've got the Le, right? I need to react it with alkali and then ferric chloride. So how do we get the blood red coloration? That is the question over here. So the blood red coloration, how it's get observed is the Le should be in the form of, first of all, NaSCN, right? Sodium thiocyanide. So that is the Le which is need to be there, and when this Le reacts with Fe3 plus ions, it will give what? It will give the blood red coloration. Now what is the compound which is formed? So that is the compound which is formed, which actually is responsible for the blood red coloration into the solution. So that is blood red coloration, right? So what we need over here is in this particular reaction, we need to form SCN, that is thiocyanide, and for this SCN we need to have S, C and N, all the 3 elements present in the reaction site, right? So out of these 4 options, what is the answer? So first of all, if I consider thiourea, you need to have a proper information about what is the structure of all of these compounds. Thiourea looks like this. Next is diphenyl sulfide. So I hope everybody knows what diphenyl sulfide is. If not, you can just very easily form the formula. So that is the structural formula for it. Diphenyl hydrazine. If you just look here very carefully, in diphenyl hydrazine as well, you will not find any sulfur present over here, right? So there is no sulfur present, right? In benzamide as well, no sulfur. Over here sulfur is present but nitrogen is not present, so no nitrogen, and it is the only A option in which nitrogen, carbon as well as the sulfur is present. That is what we need in the particular reaction getting the blood red coloration. So we need sulfur, carbon and nitrogen. Whenever a question pops up about what all compounds will give the blood red coloration, you need to just see which compound contains all the 3, that is sulfur, carbon and nitrogen. That is the important thing over here. I hope everybody now remembers it. A is the correct option. Now let's move on to the next question. So what does the next question say? Okay, now it's the multiple type question. Multiple choice, sodium fusion extract obtained from aniline. What is sodium fusion extract? That is Le, Lysines extract. Obtained from the aniline on treatment with iron sulfate and sulfuric acid in the presence of air gives Prussian blue. Prussian blue color. Again, it will remind you of what? The test for the nitrogen, right? That is the detection test for nitrogen where we get the Prussian blue color. Hence, the blue color is due to the formation of. You need to have a proper knowledge about what all reaction is going on. But as you can see, it's a multiple choice question. So, we need to be very careful while choosing our choices, right? So, first of all, let us just have the reaction related to it. So, the reaction is, if I get Cn negative, that is from the Le. NaCN, right? What was the Le initially taken? NaCN. It reacts with Fe plus 2 ions, right? That is coming from the ferrous sulfate. And what we get is this is hexacyanoferrate. So, this is what we get. We are not complete yet. Next is, when due to the presence of this sulfuric acid, it converts most of the Fe2 plus ions into Fe3 plus. So, those also react with the compound which is formed. 4 negative plus what? Fe plus 3 ions giving the compound, that is Fe4 Fe Cn6 whole thrice. So, that is what we are getting. Ferrocyanide, right? Ferri stands for the ferric over here, ferro stands for the ferrous over here, right? And we need to look for this particular option. So, if you look for this particular option, I will be getting only one as my answer, that is A. If you go by the other options, Fe plus 3, let us just check because this is a multiple choice question. So, Fe3 plus, over here if this is Fe3 plus, right, that means this will be ferrous because this is 2, the counter ion is 2. By the cross multiplication method I have found out that this is plus 2, this cannot be the case. Again by the cross multiplication plus 2, again cannot be the case, and by cross multiplication, yes, this is plus 3, but this would be 3 minus, which is not at all formed in the reaction mixture. So, this particular this question appeared in the multiple choice question, but that is just to confuse you, because some of the students might think that there will be multiple answers going on over here. So, they may mark one or maybe more than one options. That would make your answer completely incorrect. So, you need to be very careful while choosing the options. This has got only one answer right, right? So, that is A, we have got it already. So, I hope everybody is clear with it. So, it is not necessary that each and every multiple choice question will be having multiple answers. So, you need to be very careful. Next question says, okay, now it is the comprehension type question. What is the passage over here? During the detection of elements by Lysines test, again the Lysine extract question, the covalent compounds are converted into ionic compounds by fusion with metallic sodium, right? They have told us the process of what all process is happening in the Lysines test, right? The nitrogen, sulfur and the halogens present in the organic compound. These are the detection of elements via Lysines test, right? So, in the organic compound are converted into cyanides, sulfides and halides respectively. We all know that, which are then detected by their usual tests. So, that is, they have given just an information about how the Lysines extract is formed and what is the use of this Lysines extract. I hope everybody gets that. Now, let us just check the questions. Based on it, an organic compound containing N, CO as an extra element is fused with the sodium metal and then extracted with water. The species which is not present in the solution of the extract. So, I have got nitrogen, let me just rub that. I have got nitrogen, I have got sulfur, I have got oxygen, fused it with Na, what all do we get? NaCN, Na2S, right? We all know what all are the formations, and for oxygen there is no such kind of an interaction with the sodium. So, then these are extracted with the water. I have got an alkali as well, right? The species which is not present in the solution extract. Now, the solution extract we have formed. So, these are the species which can be formed over here. I can have CN, right? I can have CNS, right? I can have sulfide, but nitrate cannot get formed over here. So, that is, there is no such possibility of formation of nitrate. This can be possible if the sulfur gets hindered with the nitrogen. So, in that case we get NaCNS, right? In that case we get this. Otherwise, we can just get the sulfide, right? And there is no chance of formation of nitrate here, right? So, that is the option, right? So, I hope everybody has got it. Answer number C is the correct one. Clear? We have ruled out all the other possibilities. Now, the next question, right? Which of the following compounds will answer the Lassigne's test for nitrogen? So, Lassigne's test of nitrogen will be having this particular compound, that is cyanide. So, it must be having C and N for the test, right? So, let us just check out the options. It does not have any C, right? Sodium cyanide. So, that is the compound which we need. This will be the compound which will be giving the answer. So, that is it. Let us just check the remaining. NaNO3, it does not contain carbon, no carbon. Over here, no carbon, chlorine is there, which is not required. So, that is the correct option, NaCN, right? So, you need to have a proper knowledge about what all reactions are happening in these tests. Just by having a little knowledge about what kind of a color is obtained or what kind of a precipitate is obtained, we cannot judge that what will be the correct answer. You need to have proper knowledge about each and every product which is formed, including the formulas, right? Next, question number 5, based on the comprehension itself. So, it will be, which of the following will give blood red color when doing Lassigne's test for nitrogen? We have done such kind of a similar question before. So, Lassigne's test of nitrogen will be giving blood red coloration. How is it so? It always gives the Prussian blue, but whenever there is the hindrance of sulfur, what we get in the Lassigne's extract is not NaCN, instead of NaCN we get NaSCN, right? Sodium thiocyanide we get. Okay, so due to the presence of the sodium thiocyanide, we get the blood red coloration, not the Prussian blue. Clear? So, what is formed in this case? This is formed which gives blood red, we already have discussed. So, we need to look for SCN. Clear? Let us just check out our options. S, these are all carbons, C's and N's, right? Over here, no S, over here, no N, over here, no C. Clear with the idea? It's the most prominent answer, very much evident, is the correct answer. Clear? Now, let's move on to the next question. Yes. The last one under the category of multiple choice. Sodium nitroprusside reacts with sulfide ion to give a purple color due to the formation of. Now, this is the test for very important test for sulfur, right? That is in the form of Na2S or S2 negative, that is the sulfide ion. So, we need the test, the particular reaction for that, then we will be getting the answer. Which is the compound which is responsible for this purple coloration or the violet coloration? So, what is the test over here is, what is sodium nitroprusside? So, it will be, we need a blood red coloration over here. We will be getting a blood red coloration like that. So, I would like to, as a matter of fact, I would like to tell you over here is, you must have read this in the coordination compounds as well. If not, I will tell you, this is a special kind of ion. The oxidation state for this is nitrosonium ion. And the oxidation state specifically is +1 over here, clear? And this is the compound which is formed and is responsible for the violet coloration, right? So, as I told you, you need to have a proper knowledge about all the kinds of reactions happening over here. So, what is the option? What do we get as an option? Okay, right, let me just have a correction over here is, if I take this as the +1 state and this minus, okay, right, CN5 and CN5 -5 +1, I am just checking the state for the iron over here. Am I getting the correct answer or not? Have I written the correct equation or not? So, you can just check via the oxidation states as well. So, it will be -4, okay. So, it seems that X is coming out to be 0 over here in this case. Iron cannot have the 0 state, that means I have interchanged these states, -2 and -4. Now, the iron comes out to be, it's -2, that is +2 over here. So, this is nothing but the ferrous which we have got, iron at +2 state, clear? So, if you do not remember the exact states or exact compounds or what all will be the charges onto it, you can just check via the oxidation states, clear? That is another method that you have learned today. So, here as per my options, I have got C as the correct answer, clear? And none other option is applicable over here. Now, let us move on to the very next question, the 7th one, right? We are through with the comprehension type passage. Now comes up the turn for the assertion reason, that to type 1. What does type 1 say? The directions are, we have given the question, we have given the statement 1 and the statement 2. The one is the assertion, other is the reason. Statement 1 is true. I need to mark out option A when statement 1 is true, statement 2 is true, and statement 2 is the correct explanation. B, when statement 1 is true, statement 2 is true, and statement 2 is not the correct explanation. So, it's the correct explanation, not a correct explanation. Statement 1 is true, statement 2 is false, or statement 1 is false, statement 2 is true, right? So, got the directions. Now, let us just try to attempt the question. Statement 1, Lysine extract is boiled with dilute HNO3 nitric acid before testing for the halogens by AgNO3. So, we all know whenever we are detecting the halogens, we need to first remove off the elements which could create hindrance in the tests, right? What are those elements? None other than nitrogen and sulfur. So, we need to boil off our organic compound first with what? Either we can take dilute HNO3 or we can take conc HNO3. That is the concentrated HNO3. So now what we need to boil off is the Le, right? This Le and this particular reaction will remove the nitrogen and sulfur in the form of gases, like that. These are the two compounds which are getting removed. Statement 2, what does it say? Cn negative and S2 negative ions present in the extract interfere with the test of the halide ions by AgNO3, right? So that is the reason for that. Statement 1 is true. Statement 2 is also true, because these are the two ions which will be creating hindrance. So if you think that this is not Cn negative, Le is in the form of what? NaCN and Na2S, right? So it's one and the same thing. S2 negative, Cn negative, these will be the only ones will be creating hindrances, right? So this statement is true, both are true, and second one is also the correct explanation of first one. That means I have got my answer over here, which is nothing but A. Statement 1 is true, statement 2 is true, statement 2 is the correct explanation of statement 1. Clear? Now, let's move on further. The next question. Now comes up the type 2 assertion reason type again. Directions, what are the directions? You need to be very careful while reading out the directions. So, I have got assertion, I have got reason. If both assertion and reason are true, reason is true explanation. If both assertion and reason are true, but reason is not the true explanation, it's more or less similar to type 1. But what is the difference? Let us just see. If assertion is true but reason is false, or if both of them are false, right? So that is the difference from type 1. Clear? Now let's check up the questions based on it. Right. Oils are purified by steam distillation, that is the assertion. The compounds which decompose at their boiling points can be purified by steam distillation. So it is very much evident from here that steam distillation does not imply that the compounds which decompose at the boiling points will be purified by this method. What is steam distillation is? Steam distillation is basically when steam is required along with the compound which we need to boil off. So steam and that compound are immiscible. They boil along with each other together simultaneously due to the heat produced by the steam, right? So that is the basic principle of steam distillation and not the decomposition, right? So we have got an idea over here that this statement is incorrect. Clear? What about statement number 1? Oils are purified by steam distillation. Not necessarily. So it's a knowledgeable question. You need to have a knowledge about it. Not all the oils are purified. We know that oils will be immiscible with water. So this statement can be true. But it is not necessary that all the oils are purified. Clear? So this makes this statement also incorrect, because not every oil is purified by the steam distillation, because many of the oils can be purified via fractional distillation. We have already studied that. So both these statements are incorrect and I have got my option over here is D. Clear? If both assertion and reason are false. So the answer will be D. Now let's take up the next question. Again based on the type 2 assertion. NH2CSNH2. What is this? This is nothing but the thiourea. I hope everybody is able to recognize it. Gives red color in Lassigne's test. So we have multiple times attempted this type of question. So definitely this will be giving the blood red coloration. We all know that. reason compound having nitrogen along with C gives the red coloration in Lassane's test. Is it so? What is the compound which is involved is NaCN, right? So what we need to look up for? SCN. So over here they are saying compound having N along with C. Not along with only C, but we need S also. So here no S is present, right, in the statement. That means making this statement very much incorrect. So that is incorrect, plus this statement is completely correct, right? So what we need to go with? Which option we need to go with? Statement if assertion 1 is true but the reason is false. So that is the answer over here. Answer number C will be the correct option. Clear or not? So I hope everybody has got the concept now. Now coming on to the very last question, which is again match the following. So we need to match column 1 with column 2. That is what we need to do. We all know the rules. So let us just move on to the first one. Nitrogen of the organic compound is converted to this ammonium sulfate. So do you remember the Geldahl's method or not? This particular ammonium sulfate is formed in the first step. In Geldahl's method, I have got two steps. One is the Geldahl's digestion and the other one is distillation, right? The product formed under the category of digestion is nothing but NH4 whole twice SO4, that is ammonium sulfate, which is then used and reacted with the alkali to form ammonia, which is of main concern, right? I hope everybody is able to recall that. So this will, option A will be corresponding to the Geldahl's method. Clear? The compound responsible for blue or the green coloration during the Lassane's test for nitrogen. Prussian blue color. So what is responsible? We already know that and we have already formed that compound previously, right? So B will be corresponding to R. Compound sometimes. So first of all, before moving on to the rest of the options, if some kind of scenario happens that first two you are getting the answer, or pick any one of those. So first of all, just try to crack the answer. That would very much save your time. So before moving on to rest of the options and trying solving each and every part and just utilizing or wasting all of your time, what you need to do is first just try to match the options, whether you are getting the answer or not. So if I go by A corresponding to S, only one option is there which has A corresponding to S. That means attempting only one part can give you the complete answer. You need not go into the rest of the options. This will very much save your time. But as for your knowledge and as for your practice, I will be discussing each one of them. Clear? So we have been through with B as well. Now let's move on to C. Compounds sometimes formed in Lassane's test for N if S is also present. Whenever the sulfur is present, we get the blood red coloration. I hope you remember that. And via the formation of this particular compound. Remember or not? Now, what is left? Compound responsible for the violet coloration. We already have discussed that, which is this particular compound. And I had written what? I had written 4 negative over here because I haven't mentioned the sodium before. You can just have a counter ion, that is a positive ion, just in order to remove this negative charge, right? So this could also be the formula. D corresponding to T, right? Each and every option is matching. Now E is left with what? Nitrogen of the organic compound is set free as nitrogen gas. How is that possible? It is only and only possible in Dumas method. because in Geldar's method, that is also definitely for the estimation for nitrogen, but in Geldar's we get is ammonia and not the nitrogen, right? So here they are asking about set free as the nitrogen gas, which is collected in the Schiff's nitrometer. I hope you remember the Dumas method. So that is Q. E is corresponding to Q, we get the option B as the right one. I hope everybody is able to get that. So that was all under the questionnaire for the JEE advanced pattern exercise, and we are through with all the kinds of pattern of exercises. You need to revise each and every question once more just to have a proper revision of that, and also try out some more questions related to this chapter so that you are able to get all the type of questions and you have got the maximum practice of it. So I'll be discussing in the next session the upcoming chapter. So be ready for that and just keep on revising what we have done so far. Have a very good day.